Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. As we wrap up week 4 here, which I can't believe. I'm really hoping that means we're having fun, but I don't know. The time's certainly flying regardless. Hopefully you're having fun with it. We're a third of the way done with the course after this upcoming week in Class 5, which just boggles my mind. There are some really good responses. There are a lot of very good responses, but some that really stood out for me in any case that you might want to peruse are sitting in the notes. Jordan, Brogan, Sam, and Sue all do a really good job this week. But wanted to jump in a little bit and say a few more things about where we're going now. So the official title for week 5 is Digital Citizenship. And it's mostly in a K-12 context that we're going to talk about it. It certainly applies beyond that. Maybe some of you have experienced, trolls on online boards or gotten into a flame war with somebody online where, you're just kind of nitpicking each other. That sort of stuff certainly happens outside of K-12, but since this is, after all, falling under the curriculum and instruction department, we're talking about it in a K-12 sense. So just to kind of frame that a little bit. The first article is written by a guy named Matt Villano, and it starts off, it's titled Text Unto Others. But it's really kind of a way that schools could go about building a course. It really lays a very high-level framework for how you could build a digital citizenship class, or even, just sort of a theme even in the whole school. The article's 5 years old, which is, if you think about it, like iPads weren't even out at that point, which is kind of crazy. But in my opinion, it's even more relevant now with the increasing incidences of cyberbullying. A few of you have touched in weeks past about how, kind of the really insidious thing with cyberbullying is that you'd get instant feedback if you made somebody feel bad. You could see their face, they'd get upset, or they might start crying, or something else would happen, but it was an obvious piece of feedback. And in cyberbullying, that doesn't happen. You get to say something that's pretty mean and then just leave and, look what I just did. So I'm including a link. It's not necessarily required reading, but it's a link to a very brief article that's written about a school system in California. I think it's Glendale, that is now monitoring student social media presence 24/7. It doesn't matter if you're on campus or off, they're still monitoring it. So I can see some interesting ethical dilemmas with that as well. But I've gotten a little off track. Focus on the Villano article, but then you can also use the link in the written notes, just to give yourself a little bit of flavor text on that, just in case it's a topic that you haven't thought a lot about. And the online article is a very quick read, I promise. And then the second one is developing ethical direction, and provides kind of an ethical compass, which is interesting. Sometimes it's difficult to conceptualize what all this language that we're using might look like, but having an infographic is usually pretty helpful. And again, it's presented in a way to really kind of focus in on a K-12 educator, but I think there are some nice applications outside of K-12 as well. So, and in fact, that's one of the flip grade questions, is how you might apply that to your own life. And again, that could be in school, it could be out of school, wherever. The other flip grade question for this week is, is digital citizenship important enough to you to cover in an already really jam-packed public schooling curriculum? I used to teach kindergarten, and I'm blown away with how absolutely packed any K-12 kid's day is at this point. So something to consider, and then, of course, if That's if you want to answer that question, of course, tell us why or why not. So I also wanted to just kind of talk through this grading versus learning thing. Several folks have asked, where can I access my grades on our course website? And I know that that's a affordance that is offered by Moodle. I use Moodle in some other courses that I teach at a different college, and it's fine. And Moodle makes finding your grades pretty easy. The site that we're using is Ning, and there is no place for grades on Ning. It was never designed to be used as a kind of educational online course system the way that we are using it. But that said, while I understand that grades can be important, and in a lot of respects grades probably feel very, very important because they may have been instrumental in getting you into this college or the program that you're in or other stuff. For the purposes of this course, and my own personal philosophy, that grades will follow your learning, and I want there to be as much focus on making the class personally relevant to you rather than trying to come up with something that I might want to hear. I understand that can be disconcerting and feel a little strange. It may be the first time that and some of you have encountered a course like this, but I really want you to not worry about the grade. I'll reiterate that everybody starts off with an A, and it's kind of up to you to prove me wrong. And if you're getting in responses and they're high quality and you're doing it consistently, you've got an A. So don't worry about that part. Focus on making meaning and connections to your own life between the course material and the rest of your life. So I hope that helps. If not, and again, you want to talk either directly via technology, let me know, shoot me an email. We can do a Google Hangout. Otherwise, I am still in Kaufman on about 11 o'clock on Monday mornings. So it'd be great to see any of you there. Hope you're all doing well and have a great week.